What's up everybody, welcome back or to the channel. So today we're going to do some interior and exterior LED light modifications on my 2008 C6 Corvette over here. So this upgrade can be very inexpensive depending on where you buy your lights at. A lot of these lights I found on Amazon, but I will get into the details of where I got all these lights at here shortly. Now the main reason that I'm looking to do this is, and because it is a 2008, it does have some of the older technology light bulbs. So I want to update them and make them fresh, new, and modern, and looking really good. So let's jump in and let me show you what we're working with. Okay, so as you can see here is my 2008 C6 Corvette. This is the Z51. So I already went ahead and took out some of the interior bulbs. There were two in the rear view mirror that were kind of like a yellowish color. They weren't bright white or anything like that. They were just like an old school yellowish color. There were two on the floorboards at the passenger and the driver. I pulled those bulbs out. And then in the back trunk area, there was two in the trunk, which I don't have the bulbs to replace those, but I'm just gonna leave them out for now because I do have an LED light that shines in the back anyways. Up here, down here in the fog lights, they're not bad, but I figure while I'm updating all the other lights to LED, I might as well swap those out too. The back license plate lights under here, we're gonna swap those out with LEDs, and the reverse lights, we're gonna swap those out for brighter LEDs. And these side markers, I do have the blacked out side marker replacements coming, so the back and these up here in the front. Those are coming in probably next week, I think Monday. So stay tuned, I'll do a video on an install on that. And then that'll really complete that blacked out look there. And then the biggest thing I'm gonna be working on today is taking out these factory rear tail lights. Now again, these are factory, they still work perfectly fine. I just don't really like the all bright red look. So what I am gonna do is swap those out for these. Now, I did not buy these new. A good buddy of mine, he has a C6 Corvette. He actually just bought these not long ago, but then just recently decided he wanted to upgrade to the more higher end Morimotos. So he ended up selling me these for a very reasonable price, which I was happy with. These here are the actual eagle eyes with the smoked out lens covers. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in today, which I think are gonna be a huge upgrade in place of these stock lights here and here. So that's what we're gonna be working on. So I think what we're gonna start off with is we're gonna work on these rear tail lights first. We're gonna get those taken out. We're gonna go in there with some detail spray and wipe out the actual openings here, get them nice and clean. Then we're gonna start installing the smoked out eagle eyes in here. Once all that's done, we're gonna test them, make sure everything's working and looking good. Then we're gonna start popping off all these lens covers and replacing as many of these lights with LED bulbs as possible. So let me show you what we got over here. Okay, so if we look here, these ones here, I did get off Amazon. These are basically just replacement LED bulbs. Okay, so as you can see here, I don't know if I can get the light, there you go. These are basically just plug-in LED bulbs. These are gonna be primarily used in like the rear view mirror, under the footwells on the passenger and driver side. And I also believe these will work above the license plate frame. So we're gonna be primarily using those for some of those smaller light upgrades. And don't worry, I will post a link in the description to all of these lights that I'm showing you today. But most of these were very, very inexpensive. I think a whole bag of these, I think might have cost 10 bucks. And they had tons and tons of good reviews. So again, not bad price. These ones right here are actually the rear reverse lights. But as you can see here, they're a lot bigger. A lot more LED bulbs on here. So these are gonna be very, very bright. And these are what I'm hoping is gonna fit the rear reverse lights. So we have that. These ones right here are new bright white LED fog light replacements. So we're gonna be basically working on updating a lot of lighting today on this Corvette. So again, we're gonna be replacing the factory tail lights with the smoked out eagle eyes. We're gonna be replacing a lot of the interior lights and the license plate light with these new LED bulbs here. We're gonna be replacing the reverse lights with new high bright LED light bulbs here. And we're gonna be replacing the fog lights with brand new LED bright white light bulbs there. And then coming up soon, I believe tomorrow, I'll be putting my car in the shop because I'm having a professional company tint all my windows is because this is just factory glass. I mean, there's no tint on there right now. So what I decided to go with is a ceramic tint because again, there's only 2 seats in here and there's a lot of glass. So with the ceramic tint, it's gonna help cut out a lot of the heat that's gonna come from the sun. But I also have a transparent roof on right now. So it's tinted from the top, but underneath it's kind of see-through and you can sort of see through a little bit. So we're gonna ceramic tint the back window, the 2 side windows, and the roof, and that's gonna be happening over the next day or so. That's gonna give this a nice, sleek, murdered out look there. Again, next week, I'll get those side markers replaced with black as well. And then I am on the hunt for some new black rims. And eventually the goal is to have this thing blacked out, murdered out, looking awesome. But today, let's focus on these lights. So without further ado, let's jump in and let's start taking these out and get this ball rolling. Okay, so we're gonna start working on taking these out. Now again, very simple to take these out. Right up under here, there is a Torx bit screw right there. So I'm just kind of using this cheap little Torx bit set here. So again, very simple. All you have to do is unscrew that 1 bolt and then the unit should just kind of pop out. You might have to kind of wiggle it out from the top and then lift up. I think there's 2 tabs at the bottom to kind of hold it in place. But let me go ahead and get that popped out and we'll be right back. Once you get it out a little bit, just pop that right out. It's right there. Set that to the side. And then this should pull forward and pull up and pop right out. And then all you gotta do is pull your little tab here. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull that out for now just to show you guys. That's the bulb. So again, very basic bulb. You can easily replace it, but again, I want to replace these with the LEDs and they should turn out pretty good. But let's go ahead and try to get this unplugged, which is not always easy because man, if these are on there for a while, they are going to be tight. Okay, so I got that bulb out, set that to the side. A little bit of quick detailer spray, just to kind of clean this little area out. So again, while this is open, you might as well go in here with a rag and like a good detail spray and really help protect that area before mounting your new light. So now that that's all cleaned out, okay. All right. Okay, now what we're gonna do is just take this wire here and plug it in to this outlet here. So let's try to go ahead and figure out how this lines up, probably this way. Okay, that should work good there. And then what we're gonna do is it comes with this main box here. I would just say drop it down inside with some 3M tape just to kind of hold it in place. You could put it on the wall. Here, let me see if I can show you. That's what it looks like. You can put it on the back wall here, but if it happens to fall down, it's just gonna fall down right in here. So I would just say, because it does have a long lead, I would just say drop it down here and have it on a stable flat area and then use the 3M tape to hold it in place. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can drop this down there now, see where I want to put it. Okay. Okay, so that's not going anywhere. And just go ahead, and there's 2 little tabs at the bottom. Just kind of drop those in place. Like so. Pop it in. Okay. So there you go. We're looking at a red factory C6 taillight. And then on this side, we have the LED eagle eye light with a smoked lens on it. So again, so far, looks pretty sweet. It's gonna give it that nice smoked out look. So let me go ahead and finish the rest of them here, and then we'll be right back. Okay, we are back and we got all 4 of the smoked out eagle eyes installed on the back of my car. I'm just gonna hit the unlock button real quick. So everything's looking good. Nice blacked out look. Looking good. All right, so now that that's done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and, since we're in the back of the car, we're gonna go ahead and try to replace the reverse lights. So let me go ahead and crawl under here. Okay, so what I figured out was the easiest thing to do was to just come under here and take out these 2 bolts right here, okay? They're just small little screws. I think I just used like a 932 socket. But these 2 little bolts here, take them out, and that allows you some flexibility to move this bottom panel. Once you move that bottom panel, you can actually reach your hand up beside the exhaust, like so, reach up in there, and you can grab the back of the actual, see the light bulb moving in there? I can grab that, twist it, and pull it out. And then, once you have it pulled out beneath, which is right up under here, you gotta do is pull the light bulb out, and then we'll plug in the new one. So let me do that, I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and just unplugged the bulb. Here's what it was, which is that little rinky-dink bulb right there. And then what we're gonna do is replace it with this high, bright LED bulb right here. So then all I gotta do is reach back under, plug the bulb in, reach in and push it through the hole, twist it to lock it in place, put my 2 bolts in, and then we're done. So let me go finish that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just went ahead and replaced the reverse lights here and here. So those are done. So now we're gonna move on to the license plate lights and get those replaced. So let's hop into that next. Okay, so we're under here now. So to change out your license plate bulb, it's easiest to just take out these 2 bolts right here, just like I did on this side, and then you can actually pull the unit down, pull your bulb, pop the new bulb in, put the bulb unit into the bracket, and then slide the bracket back up in and then bolt it back down. So let me go ahead and do that. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this basic little bulb here that already looks like it's kind of burned out. And we're gonna replace it with this new high intensity white LED light. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those 2 now, and we'll be right back. Okay, so a recap so far, we got the new eagle eye taillights in. We did replace the reverse lights with the LED lights, and I just went in and replaced the 2 license plate lights with high intensity LED light bulbs. So now we're gonna be moving on up front, and we're gonna take care of those fog lights. Once we're done with those, we'll go in and swap out the bulbs on the interior, and then we'll be done. Okay, so to replace the fog lights on the front, we're gonna have to remove these couple push pin clips right here and open up this panel, because that's where we're gonna get access to where those fog lights are. So once I pull these pull pins out, we'll be able to reach in, unplug the fog light, plug the new high intensity LED bulbs in, and then we'll be done. So let me open this up and I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. Okay, so I went ahead and I pulled all the pull pins out. And if you see here, right there is where our plug is for our fog light. So all I have to do is unplug that, and then we'll plug in the new bulb, and then we'll be all good to go. So let me go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we went ahead and took the factory fog light bulb out, which looks just like that. And we're going to be replacing it with that. So we're gonna go ahead and plug that back in. There's the harness right down there. All I gotta do is plug it back, plug the bulb into there, plug the whole harness back into the outlet housing, put my push pins back in and we're done. So let me go finish that up and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm on the passenger side. Again, I'm just gonna go ahead, use my pry tool here, pull out these couple clips on this side, which will allow me to reach my hand in to get to this fog light bulb right there. So the driver's side is done. Let me just do this and we'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead on the rear view mirror and I pulled out the lenses. I pulled out the old bulb, looks just like that. As you can see, this one here is pretty beat up already. Doesn't even really work that well. And this has that old yellow looking light to it, so I didn't like that look anymore. So those got pulled. Those are going in the trash, and I replaced them with these nice bright LED bulbs. And as you can see here, they're nice and bright. They're gonna turn out really nice looking at night. So next, we're gonna look at the floor. And right up under here, as you can see right there, there's a lens. You just gotta pop that lens cover, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna replace the old bulb with the new LED bulbs, and then we'll be done with that. So let me go finish that up and we'll be right back. Okay, so when you're underneath, sometimes it's easier just to pull down this little flap, and that'll gain you access to the back of the actual housing for the light. And all you gotta do is push it right through and it pops out. And now we can go ahead and plug our light right into that, which I'll do in 1 second. Okay, so we plugged it in and man, that thing is bright. So again, we're gonna see what that looks like later tonight, but so far that is really bright. Okay, so I went ahead and just took this zip cord piece right here, pulled it out of the hole. It'll drop your glove box down a little bit. Then all you gotta do is push on the sides of both sides, which relieves these tension clips to allow your glove box to kind of fall down forward. I went up under here with a set of pliers because my hands were too big to fit up there. And I was able to pull the factory bulb out, which is kind of tight to get to. It's right behind here. Pulled that out with some pliers, popped in the new white LED light, and now I have a nice bright white LED light right there. So to put everything back together, just reverse it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna try to pull this zip cord down, okay? You're gonna pop these two sides in, put the zip cord back in that little hole, and you'll be good to go. So let me finish that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's all back in, everything's good. Bulb is lit up nice and bright. We are good to go on the glove box. Okay, it's nighttime. Let's open up the door and see what the interior white LED lights look like. Here we go. Look at that. Look how bright that is. That looks real good. Okay, let's start it up. Okay, so let's take a look at these new fog lights. Looking good. They are bright. Brand new LED fog lights. All brand new LED interior lights. Come to the back. We got the new LED license plate lights. We got the new Eagle Eye tail lights that are smoked out. Let's put a chair in front of the back. Let's see what the reverse lights look like and the brake lights. Real good. Those LED lights make a huge difference. Let's put some LED lights on the interior. go. Check that out. That looks real good. Now again, back here, you're not gonna see that in a couple days because once I get these windows tinted, you're not gonna see any of that. But that looks really sharp. Man, those white LED lights are bright. Super happy with them. They look fantastic. All right, so that's it. Okay, everybody, so that is it. These LED light bulb replacements turned out great. They are such an improvement over the standard light bulbs that came from the factory. These ones are nice and bright and white, and they look so good and so modern and so sleek. I'm really, really happy with them. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you like it. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And also, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel because it definitely helps me out. I greatly appreciate it. And there's always gonna be new content coming, so stay tuned. So that's it. I just wanna say thank you to each and every one of you. I truly appreciate you all. Thank you, and as always, see you in the next video.